Oh, hey guys. So, I know weird spot to start a video, but yeah, I stopped to take a leak. I was planning on because I'm heading towards Cheyenne, heading west, but I had planned on stopping Cheyenne anyways to get my truck washed and the trailer washed, and I was gonna take a leak there. As I'm like 70 miles out, but no, my body had to go. It decided it needed to go, and it needed to go now. I mean, it's already been like 6 hours, so I mean that's pretty good. I've been drinking too. Well, sipping on a drink. I don't chug drinks. Listen to that motor climb. And we're pulling 44,000 pounds of meat. Come on, cat. Bailey. We're pulling 44,000 pounds of meat though. Well, come say hi. They never fail. As soon as I start talking on video, he's like, notice me, people. Notice me. Do not forget about me. Notice me. And then he hops on my lap. But no, so we're pulling it's high 43. It's like 43,970. So it's like 44,000 pounds of fresh meat. 3 stops. I'm hoping I can get out of this load because it's not gonna be fun. 3 stops in LA. What the fuck? I got one. We got the Walmart one's probably the best stop, even though that one sucks too. But the Walmart in Colton, reefer guys should know this. I only do reefer, so reefer guys are very familiar with the Colton Walmart. Ralph's down in Compton. God, I'll eventually figure out how to stop that vibration from the door. And then some ATI Worldwide down in fucking right next to LA Airport. Literally a block on the other side of the airport. Literally just on the other side of the airport, like just across the street. So that's gonna be interesting. So I got pretty much all 3 of them really tight backing. Ralph's takes a fucking cake though, tight backing. I was reading the reviews. Part of the reason why I want to get out of this because by the time I go to Ralph's, it'll be 9 a.m. As I drive pretty much nights, 9 a.m. is gonna be very into my shift. And I don't really want to do one of my hardest backs in my fucking life at this point. Exhausted. Because according to reviews at the Ralph's, it's designed for 48 foot or smaller with day cabs. And with these 53s and sleepers going in there, you pretty much, if you're having a back between tractors, whatever to your left needs to unhook to let you set up and get in, and then they can hook back up. Otherwise, you cannot get in. If you try 90, your truck is literally going to be right on the wall, and I guess there's like scars on that wall from people scraping it non-stop. So yeah, I'm hoping they'll let me drop this at Riverside, or at least swap with somebody as I get close. This has 3 days on this load. It's 1,500 miles from, so I drive hard, so I'll be there. Let's see, I'll be there. Mid-Tuesday, and I don't. Well, mid-Tuesday shift for me. Sunday, Monday, yeah. Delivered till Wednesday, so I'll do 1,300 miles easily in 2 days. Easily, and that'll just leave me 4 hours to drive on Tuesday. So I'm hoping I can get out of this load. I really don't want to do this load. I'm gonna call my DM, see if I can kind of get out from under it. Because luckily, I've already built a reputation. The planner in this area, my home area, already knows he can depend on me, which is what to quote him before I went home, he's like, yeah, I know I can give you the hard loads. I know you'll make them. It's also a good thing, but that can also come back and bite you in the ass. So I don't know. I appreciate they know they can take care of me, and I'll take care of them. So I like how it's a two-way street. But hey, so there's enough of what's going on currently. Let's get on to what the point of this video was supposed to be about. I try to mix my style of vlog and then topic. So I'm trying to build my channel. I'm an honest person up front. I'm trying to build my channel to be as open and upfront and as honest as I can, without breaking any contract, any rules. So let's put this out there in the air just so everybody knows, anybody hasn't caught on or is new to the channel. I am a lease purchase. Some of you guys may go, why? Why would you ever do that? Why? It's a ripoff. For one, before I got into trucking, I was an owner-op in a different field. I was a medical courier for 3 years, doing 100,000 miles a year in Wyoming, where I'm from. I was doing 500 miles a night. Granted, my expenses were much lower, but I already learned how to balance money doing that. I already learned how to weather the storms. I mean, it's Wyoming. You could have the fucking roads closed. You could be snowed into your town for 4 days straight. It's not that uncommon, but 2 days is being snowed in or winded in or whatever, shut down, roads closed, whatever. Being shut down for 2 days is common enough. So I already learned to weather that. I've already learned. Hell, let's make this very clear. It involved my car. So like I said, expenses were much lower, but all my money was tied to being able to leave town. So if I couldn't leave town, I made no money. So it's kind of the same, not the same thing, but very similar in the concept. I had to be able to roll to make the money. My car had to go into the shop plenty of times. Being local is much easier to get maintenance done because, okay, look, I'm going to go to bed. Hey, I'll drop my car off at the shop and go to sleep. I only drove overnight doing this. But I'm a lease purchase. Now, why did I choose to do this? It's very simple. I miss my owner op. I miss being a run everything, I miss being an owner op. Okay, it's just until you get that feeling and have a good flow and you're making money, you're having some profit every month. Yeah, I mean, until you get that, you don't really understand. At least I think you won't be able to understand. But I also want to do that again. And my credit's not the best. It was until I had 2 bad accidents with animals that kind of made me not be able to work for about 3 months. So that's also why I left the medical courier thing. I hit an elk at 63 miles an hour in a car, and that kind of did a bit of damage. And then I saw the elk. I just didn't wasn't able to react in time. He was terrain and he was sprinting is what got me. He was moving. And then a deer I blew the deer apart, but the deer blew my car apart too. I mean, deer in Wyoming are big. I hit him at 75 miles an hour because I never saw the deer coming. I never got to see it until they hit the zipper, and then that's when I saw it. But so lease purchase is a stepping stone. And to me, I understand this side of I understand what lease purchase is because luckily I was able to get experience as an owner of it. Lease purchase to me is a stepping stone. I have a 5-year plan. That's what I'm getting at here. I can either you don't go into lease purchase unless you plan on sticking to it and either financing the truck. You go into lease purchase, you sign the papers, and then either you go finance the truck or stick through it. Either way, you gotta stick to it. Otherwise, you're just throwing money away. Either way, you have to stick to it, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll either, depending on what happens in the next couple of years, I'll either go out and finance the remaining especially used vehicles with a lot of miles on them. Because I never know, A, how they treated it, B, how shitty of a person they were, and C, how the company took care of it. And to me, getting into this is an investment. So, how I look at it, I am a company driver to my truck until the truck is paid off. So I'm pretty much a double company guy. But with Night, I was making about an average of about $1,100 a week. $1,100 to $1,200 a week. That's where most of it shined. Every now and then I had a good week, so they brought the average up. Either way, with Night, I would have made about 58 grand. And I was on pace to make 58 grand for last year with them. So there was gonna be ups and downs, and so far my lowest check has been $700, which I've had a $700 check with Night. So as long as I can make the same, at least on the very minimum, the money I would have made as a company driver, okay, fine. With lease purchases, though, there is a lot more risk, but there's also a lot more highs and lows. So there's that. But I've already had $1,700 and $1,800, take homes. I'm averaging about 13 to 14. But I mean, there's gonna be anywhere from a $200 to $400 more per week, give or take. It just depends. Like, the trash. Damn cat. I'm hearing plastic, just crinkle away, and he's over here just licking the trash bag. So, like I said, 5-year plan, lease purchase, well, either fully complete the contract with JCT or finance it. And if I finance, I'm probably going to move somewhere that's percentage based. That's the only downside so far that I found about this. I'm not percentage. I wish I was. But stepping stones. I just have to sacrifice enough little on to be able to, for the long term. It's all about short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. That's what a lot of these people that shit on the lease purchases don't understand. Granted, not all lease purchases are built the same, so do your contract, or do your research, I mean. John Christianer is only a lease purchase. Therefore, that has its own benefits. For example, I don't have to worry about loads being taken away from me to give it to the company driver because it makes the company more money. No, that's how I truck company. So it's all about the short-term gain or short-term sacrifice for the long-term gain. Now, what do I want to do at the end of my 5 years? Let's see. Either way, I'm probably going to end up selling this truck. That way, I make 60 to 70 grand selling this truck, and have a nest egg, much bigger nest egg, go finance a brand new truck, and then start my small fleet building. But I may end up deciding to keep this truck. I don't know yet. Have a general game plan, and then kind of work with, as you go along. Have a general plan as you go along, then turn it into more concrete plan. But my plan is right now is either at the end of the 5-year lease, either sell this truck, pocket the 60 or 70 grand, or just keep this truck and just go, get a new engine for it. Make it pretty much brand new. Because honestly, I'm not a big fan of doing rebuilds, especially, because if you got to do a full rebuild, eventually it's going to even out, get close to evening it out, and then at that point you might as well just go buy a brand new engine and transmission. A new engine and a transmission for this it's going to be about 50 to 60 grand depending on where you go. And a rebuild can easily get it to 40 on just the engine. So, and that's not even factoring in the transmission. Either way, you should always buy a new transmission. Always. You should always buy a new transmission. That's my belief. But, the truck is grossing about 12 to 13K a month right now. So I'm taking, I mean, right now, I'm on pace to make about 65 grand. But that's only 2 months in. That was also with a high. November was busy for me, and December was a little bit low. December was a little low, but I still grossed like, let's see, like 12 grand that month. So, like I said, I want to build this channel on complete honesty. And I'm gonna be doing 6-month review, and what's probably gonna happen is I'll show my money. I'll just let you guys see the net and take-offs. Now, granted, I could make much more money if I was willing to suffer as a company driver, which I still make more as a company driver anyways right now, but not by much. But hey, $2 to $4 more is still more money I would have made as a company driver. So any money gained is still working towards my goal. But yeah, sure, I could have made more money by suffering as a company driver, making less average, and then setting aside what I'm already setting aside now, and in like 2 or 3 years buying a $60,000 truck, which at that point I would only owe like 2 more years on this truck. And I don't mind a little bit more grind for the long term. But, you know, guys, you just got to have a game plan. Understand that the lease purchases are not built the same. So do your research and understand it's a stepping stone. There are some really good lease purchases companies out there. There's also some bad ones. Like honestly, right now, the money I can make, I could probably double the money if I lease purchased a better company. Well, I don't know if better company's better. If I was percentage, that's the best way to say percentage. But I also, part of the reason why I chose this is like I wanted security blanket too. That way, because I already knew going into this, I wasn't going to know everything about it. There's only so much you can research before you have to understand it, or before you have to experience it to understand it. So, like, I'm only making $1.26 currently. That pays my bills. That gives me extra, and I'm still setting aside money. I'm putting about 10%. I'm putting 10 cents to the mile away for maintenance. So I mean, that's anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500. That's about $1,000 to $1,500 per week or per month. Maybe a little bit more, depends. But it's like 10% of what I make not what I make, but 10% of the miles I do is what goes in to my maintenance. The truck already has first PM. That cost me $900. I still have an extra. I'm only 2 months in, like I said, so I still have an extra $700. My first month though, wasn't doing 10 cents. That was only the start of December. I decided like, hey, I need to increase my money for the maintenance. Now, that's taking money away out of my pocket that I can actually physically do things with. But like I said, it's all about the temporary sacrifice for the long-term gain. I'm a firm believer you only get out of life what you put into it. If you want something out of life, you got to go out and actually grab it. You actually got to go out there and take it. You can't just expect it to be given to you. But hey, you guys stay safe out there, and catch you next time. Bye!